Welcome to my online classes, but this will be the last topic of this chapter, biotechnology and its applications. That is two small topics we have. We'll try to complete them today. One is known as bioethics. Bioethics. We all know what I mean by ethics. Ethics refers to certain rules, regulations followed by an organization, followed by government, followed by a culture, followed by religion, followed by a community. So certain rules are there, regulations are there, limitations are there. Well, within that, their activities will be controlled. Such a framework, such a rule, such a regulations are called as ethics. Now, when we say bioethics in biology, biotechnology, also we have to follow certain rules. Whatever the experimentation we do, it should not be against the laws of nature, against the rules and regulations of nature. It should not imbalance the ecosystem. It should maintain the ecological balance. It should maintain the ecological balance, and it should not cause any harm. The new research, the new products that are being obtained through experimentations should not damage the nature, should not damage the plants and animals. The normal natural flora, fauna should not be damaged. So these are certain rules and regulations and limitations are known as bioethics. So in our country, in 2002, there is a committee was found in Delhi, New Delhi, right? Under Jawaharlal Nehru Institute of Biological ICG, International Center for Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology is there in New Delhi. There is a committee known as GEAC. What do you mean by that? Genetic Engineering Approval Committee. Genetic Engineering Approval Committee. So this committee will check your research, the product, your formula, right? Your procedure, your product, right? Whatever the new invention you have done or some research you have done. So they will test that, the advantages of that, disadvantages of that. Right? After all those measures taken by GEAC, Genetic Engineering Approval Committee, then they will give you permission, they will give you license so that you can market this product, you can sell this product, you can produce this product, you can do research on this. Then only you have to proceed further. That's why it is known as genetic engineering approval. They should give the approve. They should approve that. They should give the permission to that. They should issue the permission. Right? They should set the rules and regulations after checking. They should permit that it is useful, it will be advantageous, then only you have to proceed. So in 2002, right, right, where they gave permission for BT cotton, right. We have discussed the same chapter, right, Bacillus thuringiensis disease cotton, it's a transgenic cotton plant. So BT cotton in 2002, they gave the permission for the commercial use of that, or the commercial production, commercial farming of that. In 2002 they approved that. So after this we have a small topic known as biopatent. So what do you mean by patent? Patent refers to an authorized person or a research institute or an organization, a company has total authentication, total authority on their product, on their formula, on their procedure, or on their product, or whatever the procedure they have followed, or whatever the new formula they have found out, or whatever they are producing in their company, in their institute, whether it can be medicine or food or anything. So they will have a patent. What do you mean by patent? The patent will give you the complete authority. Without your permission, no other company, no other person, no other country can use that, can produce that, can sell that. So such a Such a strong rule, strong authority what you get from the government is what is known as patent. So in biopatent, in biology also, when people are doing research, when they are producing new products, transgenic, it can be transgenic plants or transgenic animals, or it can be genetically modified organisms, or it can be any medicine, any drug, any protein, any hormone, any chemical, any flavoring agent, anything which is concerned to related to from plants and animals or from biology or from biotechnology. You should have to have the hold on that. You should have to have the command on that. So such a authority is given by the government. So that's what is known as biopatent. The persons who spoils this or who overrule this or who overcome this, who don't follow this patent are punishable. They are punishable. So they can be given punishment because they have broken the rules. Fine. So likewise, we have patent on Indian basmati rice. Indian basmati. You all know that, right? You all know that more than 50% of the world's population, rice is the most staple. I'm not saying stable, staple food. We have told you this in the 9th chapter, Studies for National Food Production. Rice, right, acts as the more than 50% of the world's population depend on rice as a most staple, most consumable food product. So in our country, we grow basmati. Basmati is originated in India and Japan. India and Japan, it is our origin, it is our property, fine, because our country is rich in biodiversity, fine, whereas the developed countries, they are not rich in biodiversity, so they manipulate, they misuse this. Because of this reason, we have to make the patent, fine. So Indian basmati rice in India alone, more than 2 lakh varieties, 2 lakh varieties of basmati rice are grown. How many? 2 lakh only basmati rice is grown. But out of them, only 27 documented varieties. What do you mean by documented? You know what is basmati rice? It has an extra flavor, extra aroma. When you cook, you get that smell, aroma. When you eat, you feel the taste, flavor. Right? So 27 documented basmati rice varieties are there in India. Right? So what US government did is they took the basmati, one of the variety of basmati rice from India. They crossbreeding they did with a semi-dwarf variety, and they make patent on that. So any country, if they have to buy that, if they have to sell that, if they have to produce that, if they have to fix the rate, they should take the permission of the US government, because US government has the patent. What it has? Patent. So now I think you understand the power of the patent. Anybody, if they have to use, if they have to grow, if they have to sell, if they have to market it, you fix the price, you fix the quantity to export or import, that one who has that patent should permit, whether the government or the institute or the organization or the research institute or a company or a person. Right? So patent belongs to everybody. So patents are given to products, biological products, cell lines, medicines, hormones, drugs, proteins. Clear? They are for their procedure, for their formula, for their ingredients. Right? So for all those things, patent is given. Later, the US government also tried to get the patent on turmeric, and also on neem. You all know that they are the native of our country. They belong to India. They are the native of our country. They are used in traditional values. They have been used from the dates back to history. Fine. They have been used as a food. They have been used in mythological ways. Fine. In devotion, they are used. Fine. It is an antibacterial. It also has an antibacterial name. Azadirachta indica is the botanical name of neem, what we commonly call as neem. Azadirachta indica because it has an antibacterial protein known as azadirachtin. So that's why the name is Azadirachta indica. So neem. So they wanted to make patent on turmeric also. Almost they had made, US government had made, but later Indian government in 1990 or 1992 they got the patent back to India about turmeric, because turmeric is a native of India, first grown in India product, and also the neem. So many other products, also medicinal plants, they wanted to exploit, they wanted to make patent on that. Fine. We have more than 15,000 different varieties of medicinal plant, lakhs of medicinal plants we have in Western Ghats, because India is a rich as far as natural resources are concerned, whereas the developed countries, so called developed countries, they are poor in natural resources, they are poor in the traditional knowledge. So our farmers, our old people, our farmers, our great grandfathers knows very much about the medicine, about the applications of herbs, about the applications of shrubs. Fine. The Unani medicine, the Ayurvedic medicine are the roots of our country. So they have lots of use. Other countries want to exploit these medicinal plants, wanted to exploit the traditional knowledge, but then later they have made patent on neem, they have made patent on miswak, and they have made patent on many other medicinal plants, medicinal herbs, right? So this is what is known as biopatent. Later, we have a small topic known as biopiracy. Biopiracy. What do you mean by piracy? Piracy refers to theft. Piracy refers to theft. Don't mistake me. I will give an example. You might have heard in newspaper, CD piracy, film piracy. Some person makes it by putting lakhs of rupees, crores of rupees. Some other will steal it, will theft it, fine, will piracy will done, and they release it. Before it comes to theaters, it will come on YouTube, it will come on different channels, it will come in your memory chip. So they have put lots of money before they release. Some other person will copy that and will leak that, will misuse that. So it should not happen in biology. Any formulas, any procedures, any of their records, right? So it should not be theft. So in order to prevent the misuse, of biological products, biological formulas, biological procedures, biological experiments, the results, the research, right? So in order to avoid that, we have made biopiracy rules. Anybody who is misusing this, fine, will be punishable. Clear? So to prevent all these things, we have biopatent, we have biopiracy, where it is being prevented from the theft, fine, and also bioethics, rules and regulations has to be very general topic, very easy topic. You can refer and you can clearly understand. In short, I have completed these topics because they are very general, very simple and easy to understand, to remember also. From the next class onwards, I will be starting human reproduction, the third chapter. Most probably we will do live classes, because from next classes onwards we are trying to do live streaming classes. That will be better for you also and for us also, I hope. So do take very care of yourself. Fine, keep studying. God bless you. Good luck, take care. And refer the material. Any doubts you have, get back to me on my personal account number. Good luck.